Alright, viewers, few days ago we decided to move down to New Market Road that is yet under construction, where they purportedly use block one certain time to do drainage, and we went and see what really was happening there. So now we are there today, and we are to give you guys the complete update about what is happening. So I believe by now it is high time that we look for consultants, foreign firms that will guide us on what to do when it comes to keeping a city. Yes, it is very important and very, very vital to the health and condition of our people. Yes, why I'm saying this is that one certain time during the time of P2B, you know, I usually talk about P2B based on what I am talking about, what we are discussing. In this particular case, I want to cite a particular situation that happened then. Then, when Peter was in power, the issue of planning on Anambra State and Onitsha in particular, because this Onitsha we are seeing, Onitsha is a big city and the pride of the southeast. Yes, we are supposed to have upgraded Onitsha by now, based on what Onitsha is bringing into the state. Onitsha is supposed to be far, far better than what it is today. But it's quite unfortunate what we are seeing today, though the governor, the present governor, and the past ones have done a lot to uplift Onitsha. So what I want to say about P2B concerning what happened then, he thought about inviting expatriates, I think he's a United Nations Habitat, to come and help to tell him what to do in Onitsha. So they came and do their own surveys and the rest of them. That was when they reconstructed that head bridge and added service lane to it, because that was the first approach he was advised to do to get those areas free from traffic and give that place a good facelift. That is what he did. So why I brought about this matter is based on what we are seeing today, when this issue of refuse waste everywhere now is becoming a problem, that it affects the drainages, it affects the road constructed. So I think we are supposed to give that environmental and waste management top priority in our state. Let's start from there, whether closed drainage or open drainage, the clean environment has to come first. So I think it's high time that we invite such people to come and guide us on what to do in this environmental issue, because this thing is causing a lot of problems, a lot of uncertainties in our environment. And people, when you enter a place and you see that everywhere is dirty, refuse being everywhere, waste on the road, people don't take such places serious. Why we are even surviving this thing is because of the business, because of the money in Anambra State. That is the only reason people will now close their eyes to the environment, come and do their business and run away. You see? So it is high time that we look into the issue of inviting people, professionals, to come and advise and guide us on how to handle waste disposal. And if possible, to do away with some things, ban some cellophane and whatever that is causing this issue that are not decayable. We need to go into this and solve that problem first, followed by the issue of sanding flocks everywhere. All these things has to be solved so that we can breathe fresh air in our cities. So we are moving straight down where the culvert is, and let's see how they have sealed it and what is happening there in particular. And when you are starting this video, I showed you guys a clip of where It has in a foreign land where they are removing, clogged, covered drainage, a hole so that water can flow comfortably. And you saw that there is something like bucket, a little bucket underneath that does not allow debris to enter the underground drainage. Like this place we are now, this is a very high brew area. All our city roads are supposed to have underground drainage. That is the point. All these places, all this open stuff, we are not supposed to be seeing these things where people walk a lot. You see people trekking, walking, pedestrians using these axes left and right. You are not supposed to be seeing all these open, gutters here and there. That is very wrong. These things are done in the ancient days. And by now, we are supposed to be doing things the right way. Somebody will tell you, it will block. It will not block if we keep our environment clean. That's why I started with environment. Keeping our environment clean, it will not block. So without mincing words, we need foreign advisors, even foreign takeoff on how to manage this waste, because I see that we cannot do it. We cannot do it. Even our people, when they come, they will give us advice and they will guide us on what to do. Everybody is involved. Once you are living in a city or anywhere, you are involved, because there are some things we are expected to be doing and not to be doing again. So everybody is involved. It's not all about what government can do or what government cannot do. It's about the government engaging these foreign people, because I can see that it's difficult for us to handle this waste. Let them come and guide us. And in the process of guiding us, everybody is involved. You won't be throwing waste anyhow on the road. Somebody said, I was told what is happening in Japan. That in Japan, you don't see waste bin on the street. There is nothing like waste bin, and you will not see a single pin on the floor. That anything you buy or you consume, put it inside your bag. Nobody will cite you. In fact, you cannot drop anything on the floor. There is no waste bin to even drop it inside. So anything you have, you want to waste, you must put it inside your pocket or inside your bag until you get home. That is when you dispose it. So things like this is what I'm referring to. So we need to start this thing, because what I'm seeing is not encouraging, and as if it's getting worse. And the bad side of it, like I said, is that it is bringing problems to our infrastructures. These are the things that are damaging our roads. It's damaging the structures that we have in our places. So let me drop this video so that you can see how these things work abroad, how they do their drainages. You can never see drainage with your two naked eyes. Drainages are under the ground, and this is how it works. Watch. So from this video, you see this drainage man. He wants to free this water to flow properly the way it ought to. So inside that hole, there is something like baskets. There is a bucket that has openings where, things like cellophane or anything that can block the drainage is not allowed to enter inside. So he's going to bring out that bucket outside so you see it. So you see that the bucket is out now and the water now flows directly inside. So he needs to clear this bucket needs to clear it and put it back again so that everything starts functioning properly again. So, but this is how it works. And sometimes, when I talk, I still also refers to the origin. What I mean by origin is that Obuna Achoba Isiochu Ejebe n'ụzọ. Just like in one Nekumaka insecurity. Onwe ihe butere anụ insecurity ademe na nkịtị, and onwe ihe ga-abụ ọ na-eme ifu na ihe niile a ga-akwụsịnata. So coming to this now, iron condemn and the rest is a threat. We can see what has happened on Second Niger Bridge. So I'm not saying that we are not supposed to do these things or the way we have just seen. Even there, they still have some similar challenges. But as we are doing this thing, we also need to tackle unemployment problems. We need to tackle a whole lot of things that will help the masses to grow, not things that will be removing money from the masses. These are the way we build the masses so that they will be self-employed and help themselves. When these things are there, when people are engaged and they have so many things they are doing for themselves and the standard of living is high, you see that by the time we have these things all over, it will reduce. And also, aside what I've just said about, reducing the rate of crime, there are other ways we can fabricate ours that it will not be easily be removed. There are other ways that if somebody wants to steal them or remove them, it will not be easy until the people that are, commissioned to remove them comes around to do that. It is just about thinking and finding a way out to do that. So that is not an excuse for having a good environment or constructing a good channel of drainage, in built-up places, in busy places like this. These are the ways we are supposed to have our drainages, our road constructed, so people can have enough space where they can walk and do their businesses, properly. Also, there is this other video that though people have experienced that a lot, even I myself, when I was little, even older people do experience that. They will have their leg stuck inside a surgeon. These drainages that they will construct, they will leave holes where, they can be lifting those slabs. Those types are done. In fact, you are not supposed to see these things in the village. In an environment, the type of things we see will determine the rate or the way they consider human beings. That is the simple truth about that. The type of things you see in an environment considers how human beings are valued in that environment. Such slabs, you see them along Zigzag Avenue Oka. That was the type they used that time, using slabs to cover drainages. Okay, you can see this lady have her legs tucked, and invariably she cannot bring it out. If you go. So this type of, you see, Oyibo people have passed through all these things and they know that this is not good. So they need something that is good for themselves. You don't have to, this is being wicked to human being, honestly. So let's do things properly. We can do that. Yeah? And you can attest that many of our brothers in Africa has gone far, very, very far in terms of environmental neatness. and see we have not even started anything.